Jai Sadgurudev. Good evening, everyone. I welcome you all in this online series of Vihangam Yoga weekly rejuvenation session, which we have recently started to boost energy around when we all are not allowed to go outside, especially during this pandemic. And of course, for going inside, no one will stop you. I hope everyone here with good health. For sure, this session is going to reveal all the hidden aspects of the meditation, yoga, health, and well being. By attending the session, you also might be able to understand how to start a journey within yourself. So please stay focused till the end of the session. If you're the first time here, please visit our Facebook page and our YouTube channel because all our previous session recordings are available there. If you like the content, always smash the like button and don't forget to subscribe, share with your friends and family members. Thank you. I'm Om Prakash on behalf of Vihangam Yoga Singapore team. We would like to extend our thanks to all the regular attendees of the session, all the newcomers, our team members and their family to grace this occasion. For those who are not aware of Vihangam Yoga, allow me to introduce you. Vihangam Yoga Organization is an NGO, a pioneer in yoga and advanced meditation training, aiming at uplifting the human life in all aspects. The organization was established in year 1924 by His Holiness Sadguru Sadafal Devji Maharaj, who discovered this wonderful meditation technique after 17 years of strenuous meditation practice. Today, under the guidance of Prajan Sadguru His Holiness Sri Swatantra Devji Maharaj, Vihangam Yoga has reached around 45 countries and has transformed the lives of more than 5 million disciples. Our international headquarters is situated on the bank of holy river called Ganges in Allahabad, which is also known as Prayagraj. Vihangam Yoga Singapore team has started daily online session of the breathing exercise, pranayam, and Vihangam meditation, as well as this rejuvenation session conducted every week. Coming to this online rejuvenation session, as agenda display over the screen, it will take about 1 hour to complete. We will start the session by offering a prayer to the holy feet of the Master. The prayer will be in two parts. The first one is Swagat Gan, and the second one will be the Mangal Gan. And after that, there will be a talk, and today's topic of the talk is why to meditate. It's a very interesting topic, and also experienced and knowledgeable person going to share his views. So there will be a lot of learning for all of us. Talk followed by a closing prayer, which we call a Shanti part. So this is all about today's session. Before the session ends, you may have opportunity to ask a question based on today's discussion. So feel free to write in the chat box or just wait for Q&A session at the end. Let us start the session. First, we are going to offer a welcome song, a small prayer for the world peace and prosperity. The prayer will display in the screen in Hindi and English. To offer a prayer in the holy feet of the Master and get blessing for the session, I would like to invite Mayuriji. Mayuriji joining us from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. She is a regular practitioner of Vihangam meditation and also reading survey time to time without knowing Hindi. And I also have seen the entire family join our regular daily online session. Over to you for Swadgan and Mangalgan, Mayuriji.
जय सद्गुरुदेव स्वागत गान आज स्वागत नित्य गुरुवर संत शुभागम आए ध्यात्म विद्या दिव्य ज्योति सोम रस बरसाए दो दोष दूर दुन दूर करके शुद्ध हंस बनाए वेद गम गति ज्ञान दर्जन शक्ति द्वार हटाई खुले द्वार शब्द सागर भक्त जन अनुआई जन सदा फल विश्व शिक्षक शान आन बचाई आज स्वागत नित्य गुरुवर संत शुभ गम आए। जय सतगुरुदेव। जय सतगुरुदेव। मंगल गान। विश्व शांति नान मंगल परम गुरु को ध्याए वर्ग द्वंद्व शांति दूर कर भाव भेद मिटाइए सार्वभौम समस्ति सत्ता व्यात्म राज्य बनाए देश भाषा भाव जग में ज्ञान पर दर्शाइए समृद्धि सुख शांति धरातल स्वर्ग भूमि बनाई विश्व शिक्षक जन सदा फल नीति स्वर अपनाइए विश्व शांति नाम मंगल परम गुरु को ध्याए। जय सद्गुरुदेव।
Thank you, Mayuriji, for offering a Swadgan and Mangalgan. Thanks for your dedication. Now, moving to the next activity, which is, I hope, everybody waiting. That is today's talk. And the topic of discussion is why to meditate. Very interesting topic. You might have seen all around people doing meditation, doing yogasana, doing pranayams. Some have just started, some doing it for the long time. So what is the meditation and why to meditate? From where the thing has originated? Do we really need it or not? Which is going to cover in today's talk. So get ready and listen actively. For the talk, I would like to invite Mr. Subhash Chandra, the person who is highly dedicated to make sure all the activities related to the Vihangam Yoga Prachar work running smoothly all over the world. He's not just a core member of Vihangam Yoga Singapore team, but also core member of Vihangam Yoga Global core team member as well. Subhash joining us from Singapore. Since childhood, Subhash associated with the practical knowledge of the Vihangam Yoga. He's one of the busiest person, but still find the way to promote the precious knowledge of the Sadguru, while also balancing his life and time to spiritual progress. Subhash has been working from the last 7 years as the director in the Department of Multinational Institute related to reinsurance in Singapore. Prior to this, he has served in some of the high-level multinational institutes in India as well as in the Reserve Bank of India. Subhash is a long-term practitioner of Vihangam meditation, and he's also authorized to initiate anyone for Vihangam meditation. He's a founder of Vihangam Yoga Singapore. It's a pleasure to be here with him. Welcome, Subhash.
Thank you very much, Omji. Before I start, just allow me to pray to the Master, to the Sadguru. Brahma Param Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dandatitam Gagana Sadrisham Tatmasyadhilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namah. My bow to the feet of Sadgurudev, and thank you very much everyone for joining us today on this wonderful platform, where today the topic of discussion is why to meditate. In the next 30 to 40 minutes of discussion, I'm sure you will have not just glimpse about meditation, but also about provoking you to meditate as regular as possible. That's the main objective. As Omji mentioned, we hear a lot about meditation. We know theoretically, probably by reading out, by listening from other people about meditation, what exactly it is. And of course, many of us have been practicing meditation on a regular basis. But ultimately, what is the real objective of meditation? Why to meditate and how long we have to meditate? That we must know, because otherwise, to what extent this journey should continue, we would be perplexed what to do, how to do, and to what extent we have to do. Before starting going more towards why meditation has to be done, or why meditation has to be performed on a daily basis, as we do eat every day, as we do sleep every day, as we take bath every day, change our cloth every day, why should we meditate, and why should we meditate on a regular basis? That I will catch up very soon, but let me create the background for the meditation itself, why it is important. We all are human beings. We have some of the entities within this body. How many times we have been able to become conscious to realize about those entities? We need to understand this very properly, and we have to remember this each and every moment. Whatever we do, no matter whatever, whichever, to what extent, whenever we are doing whatever, we must remember that we are not just body, we are not just mind, we are not just even soul. Means we are soul, I am soul, but mind also exists along with soul as long as I am in this body. But along with this mind and body, there are two more important factors available in this body associated with me, which I must know what these are. One of them is intellect, and another one is the ego. So there are 5 entities we are talking about. The body, which is the house for all of these, for me. The body, the mind, the soul, and intellect, and the ego. Body is just the doer. It just does. Whichever way it is being monitored, it doesn't do anything on its own. If you think that, oh, okay, my eyes are seeing on its own, my legs are walking on its own, so the body is doing things on its own. In reality, it is not true. Body doesn't do anything on its own. Even the breathing which is happening, which we say it is happening on its own, the body is doing, it's actually not happening on its own. There is a connection because of which that breathing happens. So body is a doer. It is being controlled consciously, unconsciously, out of habit from these factors: the mind, the intellect, and the ego, and the soul itself. Mind is the commander. Mind operates the body. The mind operates outside, mind operates inside also to connect things. The intellect is the one which analyzes whatever mind is doing, whatever mind is seeing, whatever mind is experiencing outside, inside, the intellect analyzes all those things and takes the decision. The ego attacks on the emotion, and the soul is experiencing each and every good or bad, no matter what it is. It is the entity which experiences everything, whatever is happening, wherever it is. Along with this, if we see, not, the body probably is to certain extent is in our control. To certain extent, we know, okay, my hand should go up. Okay, I can take my hand up, down, down, this side, this side. I can do that way. Can I control my mind? Okay, don't think. Don't think. Or when you see something, don't realize that you are seeing something. If the adverse condition comes in front of me, don't get reactive on that. If there is a point where I have to become anger, anger is coming, I'm becoming angry, but don't become angry, right? I have to, my body, my situation outside pushes me to take a specific decision. But at one way or another, I know that it is not right. Am I able to control that? What to take decision, what not to? And how my emotion should be coming in the front. In reality, it's not like that something is there inside and outside coming something else. No, I in and out, everything same. So ultimately the point comes, how much controlled I am based on condition outside. We cannot control the condition outside. We can control ourselves, as like Omji mentioned. We cannot control outside factor. We can control ourselves. But do we have any capability to control ourselves? Any of our entity? Probably not. We have left everything for the mind. Do it. Whichever way you want to do, just do it. I'm just following you. And the mind doesn't do every time all the thing in a correct way. Doesn't do all the time everything in the correct way. If you, as you, means as a soul, if I, as a soul, don't take the command from the mind, which is the commander, and it is free right now doing things on its own. If I don't take the commander role from mind, mind will never give it to you on its own. It will never. That's how it is meant to be. And that's how we have created it out of habit. Let it do whatever it wants to do. But if we don't take the commandership from it back, do you know what happens? The other entities, especially this intellect and the ego, these two entities get associated with mind to help mind, so that mind gives the help, the support back to them. That's how everything continues to happen. And it becomes a cycle, such a strong cycle, such a strong chain between the mind, the intellect, and the ego, that the soul doesn't do anything. Even if it wants to break that chain, it doesn't have the capability to do so. And it just becomes helpless. Just becomes helpless. What to do? And in that case, the life continues the way the mind takes you, whichever way you are. No development, no upgradation, no change in attitude, no change in behavior, no positivity in life. And we are just being dragged here and there, whatever is happening outside, and we are just a puppet. We don't have any control for anything. Ultimately, neither the mind is responsible for that, nor the ego, nor intellect. Nothing else is responsible for all these things. I, myself, is responsible to let that happen. It's me who is fully responsible to let that happen. Despite knowing everything, the mind, everything is overriding on me that I cannot pop out to let them go away from the control and I take over from it. It's me. It's me and only me. Why? Because I become weaker. How do I become stronger? That's what the point today we are discussing in the form of meditation. So when we are talking about our existence, the entities, the tools associated with me, with everyone, it is very important to understand which entity does what type of activity. We need to become more and more conscious about these entities. We take so lightly about these. We never realize. Please take out some time out for yourself. Sit down somewhere. Sit down on the chair, sit down wherever you are more comfortable. Just sit down, keep your eyes closed, and analyze yourself, what you are, what is happening with you in life. That is one thing. What you are doing is another thing. Both may not be synced at the same time, may not. Please check it. Give few seconds, few minutes, some hours to yourself to identify what is happening with you and identify what you can do differently, what you do right now. That is very, very important to understand. And that's why I always emphasize on that we need to be self-aware for everything. Whatever is happening, just don't let happen things on its own. No, you must have the command at least to those in which things where you are related. You must be aware about it. You must be motivated enough about knowing what you are going to do. Don't just let things happen on its own. You must monitor yourself, and not just monitor. You have to monitor efficiently. That is also another important thing. You have to monitor yourself efficiently. Now the point comes, okay, I understood that I have to do this, that, etc., etc. Now I am aware, okay, what is happening with me? But how do I control everything? But again, this statement is not correct. How do I control everything? We are not going to control everything and anything. If at all we are going to control, it's the self-control which we have to do. We cannot control anything. If I want to control any activity of OMG, is it possible? Should I do? Should that happen? No, I'm sorry, that is the wrong step. But if at all something has to be controlled, if I want to control anything, I have to control myself, me. I have to become more and more aware about myself, about my activity, about my progression, about my development, about my upliftment, about my approaching the milestone towards the ultimate objective of the life. That's very, very important thing we need to understand. And there is only one statement at this stage I want to make, and that is meditation is the single stop solution for everything. Everything, whatever, whichever we do, meditation is the single stop solution. To a larger extent, to start with, meditation is the only one-stop solution. Any problem happening around me, any difficulties happening around me, I cannot control that, but I can control myself in such a way that I learn and I become capable enough to absorb that condition, absorb that situation around me, and still remain as controlled as possible, as efficient as possible, as balanced as possible, not just by emotion, but from my body, from my thinking, from my behavior as well. Nothing should disturb me. Why should? Why should? How I will get this capability? From where? It comes from within. Everything is there. Everything is available within ourselves. Everything, no matter what it is. We just need to dig inside, realize it, and practice to keep it sustained in that way and uplift it the way it has to uplift. That's the only task, and meditation helps you. Meditation helps every single individual to have that journey to achieve the way you yourself want to achieve it. Meditation is not a fashion. Meditation is also not that easy to do and perform. Don't think that it is a cakewalk to perform. Okay, fine, I can do it. No, it's not. It's the deepest thing to do and perform. As and when you go deep and deep, as and when you get experienced into it, you will realize about your existence. You will realize the existence of others. You will realize existence of everything, everything in and out. And then in that case, you come to know what this web is about. And that makes it quite deeper. Quite deeper. So it's not an easy thing. It's not a cakewalk. It's not a fashionable thing. Okay, let's do meditation for a few days, few hours, few months, few years even, and I will have everything in that on that basis. Probably not. It needs some consistency, and probably like our body require the energy to sustain. If you don't eat for 1 year, okay, that is not possible. If you don't eat for 1 week, what will happen? Think about it. Just think about it. You don't eat for 7 days. Nothing. There are some people, those who do fasting and all those, they are capable enough to do it, kind of. But what happens to their body thereafter? What happened to them? Think about, if you don't give a food to your cells, the body, the stomach, what happens to those cells? You will always be realizing by them, give me something. You will have that feeling from within. No, I have to eat something, but still you can control. How? Your determination, your dedication, your support towards yourself. No, I am determined not to do this. I will not do this. Whatever reason you have, it's fine. So even if your cells are asking for the food, you have stopped it. So that's your determination. But your body will suffer, definitely, to a certain extent. Think about your soul. Think about your soul. How many times we have given any food to it? There is a conscious energy. Let's not give the name soul even. Definitely everyone believes that there is a conscious energy within this body because of which everything exists for this body. Have we ever tried to energize it further? Have we ever tried to give the power to it, plug the power and energized it? Have we ever tried? We cannot, because we don't know how to do that. We don't know where the socket is. We don't know at all. And we never try to find it out also. We always try to think, oh, let me have something automatically, then I'll be able to do this. No, you have to put your effort. And that's why meditation is not that easy to perform. So in reality, what if I have to categorize the objectives of meditation, what it could be? There are many people in this world who meditate rigorously day and out, every day, so many hours, but everyone has different objective. Not everyone is having similar objective as far as they are practicing meditation. Different people have different objective. Probably they don't know what is the real objective of meditation, but still they are meditating, they are practicing. But let me just list down what are the objectives of meditation. The very first thing is to have a control on the uncontrolled mind. So we need to understand what is the meaning of mind, what is the meaning of being it uncontrolled, and what is the meaning of controlling it also. We need to understand these terminologies. So one of the very fine and initial objective of meditation is to control the uncontrolled mind. Why? Because this is the commander. If there is a troop and the commander exists of that troop, and if that commander himself is not controlled, you can understand what will happen to the troop. You can understand very well. It will be scattered here and there and things will happen on its own. But if that commander is controlled within itself, then the whole troop will achieve the objective of its existence. In a similar way, where mind is the commander for our body to operate, it must be controlled in the right direction. If it is controlled, then the doer will automatically be able to do whatever the controlled mind says. And it will be much more easier to achieve the objective of the existence of each and every entity. And that's why this commander, the mind, which is uncontrolled probably for everyone, less and more, whatever it is, but it is uncontrolled. We must control it. And thereafter, to keep it as controlled as possible. It's not that you control it at one time and that's it. No, you have to keep it controlled. And that's why you need to keep your mind healthy. Once it becomes controlled, keep it healthy to be in that state itself. And then thereafter, we move towards the state of consciousness. That's the reality of ourself. And then we will be able to regulate the self, me, myself. We have to go above that. And that is the elevation of the basis. And here all intellect, the ego, and all these things are coming into the picture. Because when you elevate yourself, when your basis will be elevated, when you regulate yourself, the ego comes into the picture. Why you are doing like this? I'm there. Don't need to do this. No need to do this. So we have to regulate all these things, and meditation helps us to regulate the self, the ego, the elevation of the basis itself, and then we will have the self-realization. You can understand here how continuous process it could be. It's not a matter of 1 day, 2 day, 1 year, even I'm saying. It's a process. It's a regular process of upliftment from one to another. And that's what we call it as a spiritual upliftment. It's not a 1 day task. It's not 1 month task. It's not 1 year task. It may take the whole life. It may take more than one life. And that's why the real objective of meditation is to realize and achieve the ultimate objective of the life. Why this life has been given to us. There can be debate on this to larger extent, why this life has been given, and so many debate going on every day here and there on this in the whole world. But no matter what debate we do, the fact will always remain the fact. Debate happens on the basis of every individual's own understanding and maturity level, and the basis, at what basis they are talking about. But the facts never change. It will as it is. The existence of human life, the existence of a life has an objective, and that objective is same for everyone. I'm not going to explain too much on that part, but whatever that objective is, we have to, everyone is moving towards achieving that objective. No matter whether you are a poor person, you are a rich person, you are a businessman, you are a family man, you are living in a forest, you are living wherever, whatever you do, everyone is progressing. Everyone is putting their effort to develop, uplift themselves in one way to another. Believe me, no matter at what basis you are, meditation will elevate you. That's how it is. At one day, I remember, I think almost 6 years back in Singapore itself, I met a gentleman, and then I was explaining him the meaning of meditation and the regular meditation practice. And then he said that, actually, I don't need meditation. I don't want to do meditation. I said, why? He said, I think everything is good around me. Whatever I want, whichever way I want to do, everything happens that way. So why do I need to do meditation? I don't have any problem. I don't have any issue. I don't have any such kind of thing because of which I am in pain, I'm suffering, or this or that. There is nothing. I'm the best right now. And I think my intellect and my mind is the sharpest one. Why should I meditate? I had only one question to him. Do you think throughout your life you will remain the same? He did not have an answer immediately. He gave a pause. And after a few seconds, he replied, no, I will not. My condition will change. Then I asked him another question. Are you prepared for that? He said, no, I'm not. Are you ready to absorb those changes the time when it comes? He said, no. At this stage, my thinking is, when it comes, I will see. When it comes, I will see. I asked him again, do you think being such a sharp person, being such an experienced person, being such a good and intelligent person, do you think this answer is appropriate? That's how you do in your business. That's how you do in your personal life, that when something will come, I will see. Are you accountable for that? He did not have answer to those things. He did not have. Although, even since then, I have not met him, he has not met me, and we have never had discussion on meditation, but I'm just bringing few points from extreme side that people think that what would happen from meditation? I'm the best. I already have everything. Why should I meditate? No, you have to, because your condition, your situation will change. And those who have been meditating on a regular basis, they have seen the changes within themselves, not just from one dimension, but from multiple dimensions. They have the changes. And at one time, those who were very average students, say for example, they become a super sharp student. Those who are performing just on an average basis in the office, at one time they elevate themselves to a higher extent. Not just in office, not just in studies, but in your personal life also, where you are, what you feel, where the level of happiness you have, you uplift yourself to a larger extent. But it's a slow process. It's a slow process. You have to progress step by step, and it requires your effort. That is very, very important. Otherwise, it would not be done. Not be done. So, in a way, in this world right now, there are many who does meditation here and there. But please focus on the objective of your meditation and the goal also. What is the ultimate objective? That you need to understand. Don't make it as a fashion that I am just doing it just for the sake of doing. No, please. Initially, it will be like that probably, but we need to be serious about ourselves. We need to be serious about our life itself. And no matter what we are, no matter who we are, we must include meditation in our day-to-day life. Must. If you see, in reality, almost 15 years back, no one were thinking about meditation. Nowhere thinking about, even in the offices, never ever any sessions of such kind happen anywhere. Now, almost every single offices are giving effort for wellness, human wellness, the psychological wellness, the mental health. Why? As the day passes, the stress level is increasing for everyone. The efficiency is reducing for everyone. The level index of happiness is reducing for everyone, everywhere. If you are not happy, your efficiency to work will reduce. And that's why now many have realized that meditation can help them to become as efficient as possible. Here I'm just bringing a couple of couplets from Swarved just to refine and emphasize more what Sadhguru Sarafal Dev Ji Maharaj has mentioned in Swarved, the encyclopedia, the constitution of spirituality. I have picked up two couplets, one from 2nd canto, 10th chapter, 31st couplet. What it says, I'm just reading it out. Man bandhe so dharana, shabdakar so dhyan, shabd swarup samadhi hai, param tattva vigyan. And the next one is ध्येय स्वरूप जब तक नहीं तब तक जानिए ध्यान, ध्यान धारणा साथ है सिद्ध समाधि महान. Which means, till the time we are doing all the activities, even the meditation, if the basis still is the mind itself, means we are still trying to understand the mind, connecting it, controlling it, inside, outside, purifying, all these still will be considered as dharana. Specific terminology is still, it's a very initial level of meditation. But once we elevate ourselves from mind to the self-realization and go beyond there to realize that supreme being, towards, not yet reaching, moving more towards from the self to the supreme self, then that journey will be called dhyan. So first is dharana, then it is dhyan. And then once we reach out to the ultimate objective of the life, which is amalgamating ourselves with the supreme being, that meditation is called the samadhi. And at that stage, we become complete in the form of the spiritual science. So why I picked up this particular couplet is to show the vastness of the meditation. Starting from mind, you are reaching to the supreme soul, the ultimate objective of the life. Do you think it will come just in one day, 2 days? Are we that purified? And will we remain that purified the time it has to come? Probably not. We have to have our own journey. And till the time we reach out to that point, we don't know at what stage we will be in terms of our body, in terms of our understanding. We never know. That's why the journey of meditation must start as early as possible. And that is the most important reason why to meditate. Because the time you realize that now I have to meditate, I should meditate. Oh no, what to do? Okay. Now let me start meditating now. From today on, it may be a sorry position for you. You may not have time. You may not have time because the very first stage of meditation comes with cleanliness of whatever you have done in past. The more you have the past, the difficult position you would have to clean it up. This is the fact. Very important fact. So we need to start it as early as possible, because no matter who we are, no matter what the person is, how high you achieve in your life, no matter who that person is, everyone meditate. Everyone has to meditate. And all those big shot people, those who have achieved a lot, no matter whether in the business, whether in the society or in the spiritual world or wherever, doesn't matter, they have meditated. Because it brings the calmness of the mind, starts from there, and it simply elevates your position from one to another. You are moving towards the holisticity. You are moving towards being more and more holistic. You will be able to understand each and every aspect of the life and the whole universe as well, and even going beyond. That's the capability of a human. That's the capability of every single person. How do we do that? Everything doesn't come on its own. It is not possible. We have to meditate. Without meditation, our life cannot be refined. The conditions outside, the condition inside, all of our other helping tools like intellect, ego, and the mind itself, if they are not purified, if they are not monitored properly, they will create problem to us. And these are the things which create problem to us. Meditation is the single stop solution to rectify each and everything. Everything. So I request to each one of you, those whoever is listening, please include meditation in your daily life. Daily life. It's a matter of not just 1 day, 2 days. Today I am doing, and after 5 days I will do. Do you do for your eating on a regular basis? Let's take 1 year. How many days do you eat? And how many times do you eat? It may be possible that you skip your lunch, you skip your dinner, but how many days you do on a continuous basis? You don't. Then why do you skip meditation on a daily basis? You should not. It's a food for your existence. That's how I see it, based on my own experience and based on what the master himself says. Without meditation, the experience, the reality will not come to you. And it has to be done under the guidance. It cannot happen on its own. If it has to happen on its own, you could have done it. It's not there. And that's why here on this particular platform, we have been putting our rigorous effort to provide all of you to have the platform to practice with us 30 minutes meditation practice every day. Right now, we are doing 4 times a day. 4 times a day. Can you think of it? And which is going to be increased probably to 6 times a day. Why? Because from 1st of May for 30 days, we are going to start a meditation challenge. 30 days meditation challenge, where you will be challenged to practice meditation every day for 30 days to make that as a habit within yourself. In fact, our next discussion will be on meditation challenge itself. We are putting a huge effort for the benefit of the whole society, for the benefit of every single individual. And we hope that some of you, some of your friends, some of your known people, some of your colleagues, your family members will definitely understand what is the benefit of meditation and the meditation practice. So just in the last, I would request one more time to everyone that meditation is not a matter of discussion. Meditation is not a matter of debate. It's a matter of experience. Unless and until we practice it, we cannot understand what exactly it is. It's a process. It's a slow process, but the most efficient and one-stop solution for everyone. Thank you very much for listening today. Based on the time, I think we may have some question and answer. If at all, please let me know. And back to you, Omji. Thank you. Yes.
Thank you, Subhash, for very informative talk. I learned more about that I'm not just a body, not a mind, not a soul. There's also intellect and ego. So the question is, how much we are capable to control ourselves, or let mind to decide what to do? Are we self-aware? So where to find the solution for all those things? The answer is only the meditation. Meditation helps everyone to deep dive into ourselves. Then we know what it's all about. To develop our conscious energy level, very important doing a regular meditation. It's a process. Take time to refine ourselves. We can't change outside, but we can develop ourselves so outside things can't impact too much. And we are more happy, more energetic, more positive towards the life, and more holistic. So as Swaji said, we are requesting you to please keep meditate regularly. Thank you again, Swaji. And right now, if anyone has any question, please feel free to ask. Any question about meditation, any question about Vihangam Yoga, please feel free, just unmute yourself. Any kind of question? Anyone? All right. So Swaji, since we have about 2 minutes, I would say, what is the correct time for doing a meditation? Or how somebody can progress?
Thank you for this question. This is very important to understand as well. It's not just about what time we have to meditate on a regular basis, but also what is the ambience around us. That also we need to know. So first of all, let me come to the point on the timing. So in the morning, there is very specific time for meditation that is called the Brahma Muhurt. That means that time when the sun has not yet risen. In fact, in terms of calculation, whichever country, whichever place we are talking about, say the sun rises at one point, at one time, 72 minutes before that sunrise time, that important time ends. And before that 90 minutes, it remains. So for simplicity, instead of 72, let's take 75. So if suppose in Singapore, the sun rises at say 7:15, then 75 minutes before will be 6 a.m. So that period, the best period will end at 6 o'clock. And before that, 90 more minutes means 4:30. So between 4:30 to 6 is the best time to meditate in the morning. This is called Brahma Muhurt, the due time. It may be possible that many may not be able to do meditation during that time because of our own lifestyle, because of our different activities, what we do. Nowadays, people sleep at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and in fact, some people go to bed at 4 o'clock. And they get up, I don't know what time. For them, it is not possible to do. But few people, in fact, sometimes if they go to bed at 4 o'clock, they meditate and then they go to bed. In a way, that is fine, but it's not the correct process. What you need to do is you get up in the morning and then meditate at that time point. Why? Because after your sleep, once you finish your sleep, your mind will be a little bit on a relaxed basis because you are sleeping. There is no activity outside, there is no activity inside, you are at a calmer state. And once you get up in the morning, where even outside is also almost calm, no traffic is there, no sound is there, the air outside, the birds, etc., everything is very much on its own, nothing is happening, everything is just calm. At that time point, if you get up, fresh yourself, and then sit down for the meditation. 10 minutes is the minimum which you have to meditate for. That period from 4:30 to 6 is the best time to meditate, on the basis of when the sun rises at 7:15. If at some place sun rises at 6:15, then the time for meditation changes from 3:30 to 5, and likewise. In the evening, the time for meditation is the dusk time, means the sun has set, like probably I think right now in Singapore, the time is when the sun has set already, but the darkness is not there. Still, the light you can, because of the reflection, you can still see the light is there. It's still a little bit brighter. So that period is the dusk time during which you should meditate. And that's why one of our meditation time is evening 7 p.m. every day, which fits well into that. And in the morning, we start at 6 a.m. But nevertheless, if because of one or another reason, somebody is not able to practice meditation during this prescribed time, they should meditate whenever they get up. I think after getting fresh, you should do the first thing is the meditation. That's how it has been prescribed. Even if because of one or another reason, because of your busy schedule, because of something else, if you're not able to meditate immediately once you get up, probably you should meditate anytime whenever you get time. I don't think 10 minutes we cannot find for ourselves. But the another aspect which I mentioned is we should not have a habit to meditate anywhere all the time. If somebody is creating a habit that, okay, I will meditate in my taxi when I'm going to office every day like that, it's not recommendable. Maybe once in a blue moon, it's fine, just to not to break your sustainability of the regular practice. But if you are on a daily basis like this, okay, I will sit down in the train and I will meditate there. I'm sorry. It's not the right approach, at least for the beginners. So you have to set out your specific place where you sit down properly and meditate there. And you should always try to sit at that place only to meditate. You know why? Because the atoms and molecules around you when you meditate behave very differently, and it stays there in the same way. So when you meditate regularly at the same place, it creates a different kind of aura around that place, which helps you further to progress on the meditation side. But it depends how much, what things is possible for every single individual. It completely depends on individual's conditions also.
Yes, all right. Thank you, Subhaji. We have one more question in chat, but let's close this session, then we will go to the question. So now for the next, let's offer a closing prayer on the holy feet of the Master, prayer which we call is Santi Path. To offer prayer in the holy feet of the Master, I would like to invite Pranav. Pranav in his primary education and very interested reading survey, doing some other activities in Vihangam Yoga. So let's join Santi Path with Pranav.
जय सद्गुरुदेव शांति पाठ। हे प्रभु शांति स्वरूप हो, शांति शांति मैं शांति, शांति शांति जन शांति हो, पूर्ण शांति में शांति। हे प्रभु शांति प्रदान कर, दूर हो सर्व अशांति। देव सदा फल शांतिमय, शांति शांति सुख शांति, शांति शांति सुख शांति। Thank you. Jai Sat Gurudev.
Thank you, Pranav, for offering a Santi part on the holy feet of the Master. So on this occasion of this online weekly session, I would like to thank Mayuriji, who has joined from Colombo. We all getting regular support from you, one of our role model. Your survey reading is amazing, even without knowing Hindi. It is all your dedication, surrender to the Master. Thank you, Subhash. As a speaker today, you are a great mentor, a great leader. How to service to the Master, we must learn from you. You are really encouraging to all of us. Thank you, Pranav. In your early age, you are interested in Survey and Vihangam Yoga. For the regular RT support, I would also like to thank Chandra Singh ji. It doesn't matter any small work or small or big task, it is all about our duty to the Master. Now, Subhashi, we can take a question which is asked about meditation. So question is, I mean, everybody know the meditation, but how they can motivate to do a regular practice? Do you have any technique? Do you have something to say?
Yeah, I just answered that question in the chat box also, Omji. Few times back, we had discussion on this, how to motivate the self-motivation. So this is the tricky thing, actually. The mind is the one which creates the problem for you to make you realize that, no, there is no need to do the meditation. It will make you feel lazy. It will create different conditions, situation around you. Oh, no, not right now. Let's do tomorrow. And that tomorrow never comes. That's how it happens with many persons. So one of the very important and interesting trick which I use, and I tell everyone to do that, just in short, find your loved one. I'm sure there exists at least one person in your life around you whose word you never cross. Find that person. Tell that person to remind you, did you meditate? You have the time to meditate. Go and meditate. Let that responsibility to have to that person to ask you, did you meditate? And I'm sure if you love that person, you will feel bad if you don't meditate at that time point. So that one interesting fact, if you try to do in your life, you try it out, I'm sure it will help you a lot to push yourself. Second thing is, join our group meditation. Third thing is, talk to the trainer as regular as possible. If you feel like doing it on a regular basis, I hope the trainer will be ready and happy to have a discussion with you as regular as possible. So please don't shy, don't hesitate to contact the trainer. And the fourth thing is, very soon upcoming challenge is coming. Please register and participate in that. It will change your habit very soon. Thank you, Omji. This is just on the basis of time what we have.
Yeah, exactly. So we all getting ready for our regular practice session, which is going to start 7 p.m. Just 1 minute left. So everybody please get ready. And from here onward, I would like to take lead. Subhaji, please take lead from here till the end of the practice session. Thank you.